So a few weeks ago, my parents came into town for Easter. It was the first time that they spent Easter with us. Not that that's a big deal, but like if it was another holiday, there might be like a little bit of a, not a battle, but like, who's going to be in control, who's doing what. And I will relinquish control like gladly, just so that my mom and dad are happy. Anyway, I digress. So it's the night before Easter, and my parents are getting ready for bed. We go over the plan. She's going to have an Easter egg hunt, Easter basket, brunch, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, okay, if you need help, we'll help you in the morning. So they go to sleep. Now, our mission is to get Olivia to sleep, who's just too excited because the Easter Bunny's coming. Who could blame her? Finally, we get her done. And Paul and I put our Easter Bunny ears on and go into full-blown Easter mode. We were doing all the things. We were putting the candy and the toys in the eggs, putting them together, hiding them around the house in places that like she could get to, but still were a little bit difficult because we want to make it a challenge. Putting together the Easter baskets, which when I say putting together an Easter basket, I don't mean like shoving a bunch of things in a basket and calling it a day. Like we like looked up how to like arrange them and overlap them and layer them and then put the cellophane and the heat gun, all those things. It was a lot, but it was great. I also learned I'm not so great with the heat gun. Almost melted it twice. Not so good. Either way. Then we went to the tablescape for brunch. We had faux grass, put all the things on, decorated eggs, little trinkets, put the special plates, the napkin rings, everything. Everything was going to be ready for tomorrow. And we wouldn't have to do anything in the morning. My parents wouldn't have to feel like they needed to do anything. And it was just going to be a great Easter, right? So we're done. We feel good about it. We look at the clock. 5 a.m. The entire night was spent doing Easter things, which was fine. It's not like I had a bad time, but I didn't realize that much time went off. Like, where did it all go? Actually, that's not true. I know where it went. It went to stuffing the Easter eggs because let me tell you, whoever created them is not eco-friendly. They wanted it to be one-time use because when I try to put them together, it's like that little edge, like the plastic peels, and it just doesn't come back together as it first did. And I had to put stickers. It was just like a mission. Either way, I'm trying to be eco-friendly here, guys. Save the planet. Guy who made them does not, but whatever. Yeah, and that's where all our time went. But either way, it was so worth it because it all looked really nice and we liked it. So Olivia is sleeping, but we know she's going to wake up soon because we know if she has something to look forward to in the morning, like Santa, Easter Bunny, whatever, she will be up early. And lo and behold, shortly after we were finished, she was up. We held her off for a bit. Like the sun had to rise and things had to kind of settle. We let her watch a couple episodes of Mark Rober. It's her new favorite thing. And finally she was like, can I just go and get like some eggs? And we're like, all right, held her off enough. Let's go. Easter egg hunt begins. She gets her basket. We go up and down. She goes downstairs. My parents wake up. We have brunch and they're just like, oh my gosh, this place is amazing. Like, wow, look how amazing all the stuff that you did. Wow, that was a lot of work. What time did you guys go to bed? And Paul and I chuckle and we're like, we didn't. And they're both like, what? What do you mean? Why? Why would you do that? That's so unnecessary. Like, come on, everything would have been great. You don't need to do that for us. And I sit there and I'm like, okay, well, I see you. That's great. I love that for you that you think that this is all for you. But just so you know, I would have done this with or without you here. Because Paul and I really love to do the holidays. Like when we do them, we go hard. We go all the way in. And we make it big and exciting and festive. We make it nice. And so I'm telling them, I'm like, you guys, like, it's no big deal. We had fun. We enjoyed it. Mom was like, yeah, when you're doing it for your kid, it's great. And I'm like, that's right. I mean, for her, for sure, she was a huge part of it. But also, like, it's important to us to make it nice. But then I sat there and I was like, yes, it's important to me. This is a self-fulfilling thing. Like, I get enjoyment. I definitely love doing it for my daughter. It's nice to celebrate the holidays. It was nice to do it with my parents there. But I thought, like, what is it? Why is this so important to me? Why is it so important for me to make it special? Like, what is it that started it? Where did it come from? Why is it there? And I realized these people who are telling me, hey, you didn't need to go this hard. You didn't need to do that. You didn't need to go all out. It's okay. It's just us. Were the ones who taught me how to do what I did. They're the originators. When my brother and I were young, they did the holidays and really anything celebratory all the way. They went balls to the wall, crazy, amazing. I'm telling you, like every holiday, my birthdays, it was immersive experience. It was like a sensory thing. It was everything. It was incredible. I remember it so vividly. It's like my core memory. It's one of the happiest things. Like in my childhood, if you have to pick out like those things that are the best times, I would say like the holidays, to the point like my mom would do the most unique creative birthday parties for me. Like we had a Hawaiian hula dancer who came and did that. Like we had a fashion show thing where we actually like did this whole runway walk, got makeup, hair and everything. And then we ended in the pool. Like, I mean, just things that were really creative. And then for like Christmas and stuff, like we had fresh garland and the tree was huge, and we had the colored lights and the white lights. Though, those bulbs, the old school ones that like definitely caused a lot of house fires. It's probably why we're all LED now. Like those bulbs, we had like all of these beautiful like ornaments that were like from all around the world. The garland and everything smelled so good. And my mom herself would sit there and like intricately place each thing that she would put in the garland or in the wreaths, like whether like the berries or the lights or whatever. And she would show someone how to do it and then they would follow her. But she spent that time, like she did that. I mean, my dad also was a big part of it. I remember my best friend Daniel, he used to help out sometimes during the holidays when they needed extra like hands for whatever. And he told me, he's like, Badger, your dad? Oh, he calls me Badger, by the way. Badger, your dad just asked me to see if it was possible to wrap the trunk of the palm trees in one color and then do each palm frond in like green or something like that. He's like, I don't know how we're going to do that. And it's just like they got creative. They got into it. It was a fun experience. We all love to do it. So the fact that they're telling me like, you didn't have to go all out. Like, yes, I did. And you knew I would. You taught me that. I know better. But it's funny because even as a kid, I knew how amazing it was. And because of that, I took it with me. As I became an adult and I moved into my own apartment, went to college, whatever, I remember when it got to fall, it was the best because I got to do Halloween, and Halloween is my favorite holiday. And I put like lights up and spider webs, and I went fog machines, bubble fog machines. If you don't know, look into it because they're so cool. It just like I went all out. Like I loved it. Christmas, same thing. It was so fun to do. And I like took it to another level, I guess. And then for my friends' birthdays or anything to celebrate, like I would always celebrate them. It was just something that was important to me. That wonder and awe, that feeling of joy and excitement because of something like that something that's not like tangible and something that's not like, it's not one thing that you know is going to come. You don't know you're going to get all these gifts. You don't know it, but like the whole season, I don't know. It's just amazing. And then I met Paul. And turns out Paul loves the seasons too, loves the holidays, loves to celebrate. I mean, I guess, I don't know about celebrate birthdays, but he loved the holidays. He was Mr. Christmas. And so we did it together. And our relationship like really flourished doing that together. We had so much fun. And so like this whole thing that we love to do, bringing that feeling, that festive spirit, was in us both before we even had kids, where some people were like, oh my gosh, you must have children. We're like, no, we are the children. Whatever. And then we had Olivia, and like, it just got so much better because now I could see all of it through her eyes. To like see a kid, not when they're like baby, because they can barely really see anything, but when they're of age that they can recognize things and see things fully and vividly, but they don't know what they are, like Christmas lights. Like watching her see Christmas lights or sparklers or whatever, it was just like the most magical, incredible experience. And like, yeah, I went hard in the paint, probably like bumped it up for her. But again, I had it already inside me. Paul and I both love to do it anyway. For her first birthday, like I got my mom to help me. I planned everything out, color scheme, did a bunch of DIY stuff. I mean, her birthday cake, like the design. I mean, I literally put every detail together. And was it a pound of flesh where I was like stressed out and freaking out about certain things? Absolutely. But was it so worth it? Yes. And I still feel that way today. And I think the other part of it is like not only to make sure that she has this magical experience and passing it on to her and seeing it through her eyes, but I think there's like a sad part, kind of sad part. I mean, let's be real, little womp womp right now. Kids have like a limited amount of years that they really experience everything for the first time, or experience the holidays, the magic of the season, that unique, really magical, pure way, right? I feel like, especially like my daughter's 4.5, so she's got a couple more years left. But there's an age where like the purity or like the enjoyment, the real true excitement where you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. Like that kind of fizzles down a little bit. And then when we learn about Santa, which I don't even want to say it because even though I know the truth, I've known forever, still it's like, I feel like you can't say it out loud, right? But either way, when they figure out that, there's a piece that you like, it's kind of not dead because there's still a feeling of joy and excitement, but like it changes and you never go back. And then there's the truth of the matter, which is the world hardens us, right? Her right now, she doesn't understand what the world is. She knows it. She's had some hard moments. We've had some sad times and bad times and whatever. But truthfully, she doesn't understand that. She can't comprehend that. But when you get to the age that you can comprehend that and you experience the not so great parts of the world, the not so great parts of life and the reality, the responsibility and all of that, I feel like definitely like that twinkle in your eye. I don't know, like there's a piece of you that just changes and you can't go back. So it's like, I know how hard the world can be. And I know that that's coming. And there's a point where I can't really prevent it or I can't slow it down, but I can do what I can, I guess, to slow it down. Yeah. And I can definitely do whatever I can to make sure these years that she does have that like childlike wonder and awe and bewilderment and just that magical experience. I can make sure that those years, that they're like peak years, that I do everything I can to make it the best of the best. And like, at the end of the day, I know people look at me sometimes and are like, that's a lot. Like, wow. I mean, yeah, great. It's awesome, but it's a bit much, no? And the answer is yes. It is a bit much. Do I go a little extra? Do I maybe take it over a certain point? Do I go above and beyond far past that? Sure. But the truth is, I don't care. I don't care because it brings me joy. It brings my daughter joy. And honestly, people who would stop and just sit there and look at it and experience it like I do, like Olivia does, like some people do, they enjoy it too. They get some joy and they get some festive spirit too. I mean, yeah, I know what I'm doing is over the top sometimes. I mean, it's not, by the way, it's not tacky or anything, but it's just like to a degree that you don't need to go. It's fine this way, but I take it more. I do that though for me and for her and for the joy that I get from it and the joy that I can kind of spread. And if I'm not hurting anyone, I'm not offending anyone, I'm not impeding in someone's life, then who the fuck cares, right? Like, I don't care. And I think that is where I stand and where I'll always stand. And I'm doing it for me. Like, it is an internal motivation. It is not external. I get no I have no desire to be like Pinterest worthy or to take all the photos and post them and get all the likes. Like, that's not my motive. I mean, sometimes I take pictures and people are like, wow, that's amazing. Or we have like Christmas parties for the kids and stuff. And they're like, oh my gosh, you decorated so nicely. And yeah, that's nice to hear, but that's not why I do it. Like, even my mother-in-law was in town because we did a cookie decorating party for 34 toddlers or 34 4 and 5-year-olds. I don't know if those are toddlers still. I guess kind of. The pre-K class and then their families and whoever friends in our home. And she wanted to come just anyway to spend the holidays with Olivia. And I was putting together like a wreath and stuff. And she's like, I think it looks fine. Like, you don't have to go anymore. And I was like, I know. She's like, really? Like, you don't have to keep going. Like, you're doing a lot. Everything looks beautiful. It's fine. Like, you don't have to keep killing yourself. And I was like, I know, but it's what I want to do. It's important to me. Like, people who, and I know that she did the holidays well too. But they just look at me and they're like, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, I know I don't have to. That's not the point. I'm not doing it because I have to. There's not like a thing I need to meet. I'm not trying to meet my parents' expectations or one up them. I'm not trying to get an award for Mrs. Christmas or whatever. I'm not trying to get in the HG magazines or Better Homes and have that and have my home on the front cover. I don't need a Rockefeller tree. I don't need a Macy's window display for the holidays. I'm fine doing it for me. And I think that that's the purity of it. And if something brings you joy, you're not hurting anyone, offending anyone, impeding in someone's life, even if someone has a problem with it, who cares? Don't let them dim your light. Keep on doing you. Let your freak flag fly. But there was a point where I realized that this is where my train of thought, my thought process went from here and then took a whole leap over here. I went a lot deeper. Bear with me. It's what my brain does. But maybe you'll get something from it. I feel like it's not about the holidays and decorating and celebrating birthdays and doing all of that. It's not about, you know, the physical act of, right? It's about creating moments, creating magic, bringing that childlike wonder and awe and keeping it with me, something that I've like brought with me forever and have like preserved it and kept it safe. It's something I refuse to give up. I still do today. It's about that perspective, that experience. Like, and when I say I do it today, like I live in a town in Colorado where elk roam really. They have like herd, and when I say like herds, like 30 to 50 to 90 elk just roam in and out of your backyard. They'll cross over the street and they're just these like incredible animals. And I look at them and every time I see them, I'm like, oh my God, look, elk. And I see them all the time. It's not like a rare occurrence to see them. And then we also have like very little light pollution. So the stars are just, it's like fake. It's like where you think you're in like a simulation, like it's not real. And you look at them, you can take pictures of them and it's incredible. You see shooting stars. And every time I see a shooting star, I'm literally like, it takes my breath away. And like, I do it every time. I've seen a bunch of them. And I told my husband, I'm like, listen, if I ever lose that, if I ever stop reacting that way, you need to like take me somewhere because something is very wrong with me. Because I refuse to lose that awe, that wonder in the world. And unfortunately, I think that a lot of people lose it, whether willingly or not willingly. And I also think that it's something that is told from society, from, I don't know, somewhere in the world. And I'm not saying it's intentional, but where they tell you, you got to grow up, you got to do responsible things, be an adult, pay bills, get a job, make money, take care of things, do all these things, get some stress, anxiety on the way, go through some real existential crises, get burnout, whatever. But you can't take that childlike awe with you. You have to grow up. Can't do that, Peter Pan, leave it behind. You're not like in Neverland anymore. And I don't understand that because I think the reason that I hold on to it so dearly, why I refuse to let it go, is because it kind of helps me to get through the shitty times and the hard times of this world. I mean, you turn on the news just to figure out what's going on and you're bombarded with negativity. And I feel like it affects my psyche. It affects me taking breaths and living every day. I lose hope and, you get angry, you get anxious. And so the ability to have those moments of pure joy and wonder like you had when you were a kid as an adult, I mean, I think that's crucial for me. I don't know what it's like for other people, but I think it's something that we all should do. I mean, I don't understand why one cannot exist without the other. And here's the thing. I'm not judging anyone who doesn't do this. I'm not judging anyone who doesn't feel this way. This is just how I feel. But I also want everyone to know that like I'm aware that not everyone had the best childhood. I mean, I'm not saying that my childhood was the best either, but I just know that part of it was incredible. But not everyone got to experience that. And I also know, because I am an adult, that life's hard sometimes and you just don't have the bandwidth. And that's fine. I'm not judging you for not doing it. But it doesn't have to be about doing something. I feel like you can still make the choice if you want to find awe and wonder in anything, in something, and like hold on to that. For instance, my dad, he's the youngest of 6, and I can guarantee you that his mom and dad were not doing the things that my parents did. But I know that he finds that wonder and awe in sunsets, in the golden hour, because every time that he has the chance to go, especially in California, he sits on the grass in his chair, he brings out a drink, he brings out a blanket because it gets cold at night. He brings out his speaker, he listens to music, and he watches the sun go down. And his face is just idyllic. He's so happy. And that's his wonder and awe. I think Dr. Amen, I think he was talking about something about happiness, about, I don't know, one of his amazing things that he was talking about in a podcast. And one of the things that he does is like he chooses to see things and like positive things. And one of them was like, he saw a hummingbird go by and he was like, wow, look at that. That's beautiful. Like you choose to acknowledge the beauty in something that you usually would just be like, whatever, because you're going too fast. I mean, and it's hard not to. But if you make that decision to just stop, like how they tell us all the time, stop and smell the roses, enjoy the little things. They tell us to do that, right? But they don't really set us up for that. So if we decide to take the time and do it, I feel like it's kind of a game changer. Some people will sit there and judge you. Some people will say, oh my gosh, that's immature. Some people will say, get your head out of the clouds. You're a dreamer. You're this, you're that, right? They'll critique. But if it really brings you joy, if you find that that helps you, or if you like it, don't let them dim your light. I'm not letting them dim mine. I'm telling you that right now. I'm like preaching. I'm so sorry. This will be the only preachy thing I say. If you're choosing joy and you're choosing to see the wonder and magic in the world, in a world like we have today, which that can kind of be difficult on some days, that's choosing how you experience life. And I feel like that's a pretty adult decision. It's a pretty healthy decision. As a millennial, we shine the light on mental health, our burned out generation. If you're making the choice to do things that are bettering your mental health, your health in general, that's an adult decision. It's a pretty good one too. So don't judge me and my Christmas lights. Basically, it comes down to this. If something makes your world feel a little bit more magical, don't talk yourself out of it. Don't let someone else talk yourself out of it. And do it even if it's something tiny. I don't know, for me, sometimes snow falling, the first snow of the season, that's wonder and awe. Seeing the stars, like so beautiful. I don't know. I just try to stop and see the little things that maybe I would let pass by before and experience them as though I was Olivia. And she forces me to, which is an amazing thing. Seeing the world through her eyes is the greatest gift I could ask for. I highly recommend it. Anyway, enough preaching, enough going on this tangent, but I was starting with holiday season, had me wondering, and now I'm here. And I just think at the end of the day, in times that are heavy, where a lot is uncertain, people are feeling all the feels, and it can get difficult to make the decision to choose happiness. My suggestion, find something that brings you wonder and awe, something that makes you go, no matter what it is, as long as you're not hurting anyone, offending anyone, impeding in someone's life, do you, boo. Let your freak flag fly. But what do I know? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass, but whatever. I'm going to continue to find things that bring me wonder and awe and bring wonder and awe to my child. And actually, she'll show me some things that are pretty magnificent and magical in this world. So let's see how it goes.